Hello, welcome to another video on occultism and practical magic. Today, we're going to explore a topic that always sparks curiosity, suspicion, and even disapproval in many circles: sexual magic. You've probably heard of Aleister Crowley and his occult practices, but few people know that he was not the pioneer in this field. In fact, there is a much more important and influential figure behind all of this: Paschal Beverly Randolph. In this video, we will uncover the foundations of sexual magic, understand its practical objectives, learn the 4 essential steps for its practice, and explore the 5 magical positions that regulate the mental current and direct sexual energy toward specific goals. If you're serious about occultism and want to understand one of the most powerful tools available to the modern magician, keep watching. Before we talk about the techniques, we need to understand where it all comes from. Paschal Beverly Randolph was a 19th century occultist with an absolutely controversial and fascinating life. Randolph was not just a theorist. He was a restless traveler who sought knowledge in different traditions. He had direct contact with impressive historical figures such as Eliphas Levi, the great French magus, Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, and even Napoleon III. This is no coincidence. Randolph was a figure of great importance in the occult circles of the time. He was initiated into various fraternities and orders, accumulating knowledge from different magical traditions. But it was when he finished his magnum opus, titled Magia Sexualis, that he truly left his legacy. In this work, he presented his particular method and founded the Brotherhood of Euless, an order dedicated to sexual mysteries. Randolph's influence was so profound that practically every great occultist who came after him drank from his source. Karl Kellner, founder of the OTO, was influenced by Randolph. Aleister Crowley, whom you probably know, based a large part of his sexual magic on Randolph's works. Franz Bardon, Austin Osman Spare, and many other modern occultists studied and were inspired by Randolph. So when we talk about sexual magic, we are talking about a tradition that has deep and respectable roots in Western occultism. Now, let's move on to the practical objectives. Randolph identified 7 specific objectives for the practice of sexual magic. These are not random desires. They are categories of magical work that sexual energy can achieve. Objective 1. Polarization of fluidic condensers. This is a tantric concept. Basically, you are using sexual energy to create what we call condensers, receptacles of magical force. Think of it as charging a spiritual battery. Objective 2. Regeneration of power and vital energy. Sexual energy is one of the most regenerative forces the human body possesses. Through sexual magic, you don't just release it, but you direct it to revitalize your body, mind, and spirit. It increases personal magnetic potency. Objective 3. Generation of magnetic influence. This is fascinating. You can use sexual magic to generate a magnetic influence that produces submission. It can be from the man over the woman, or vice versa. This is what we call magnetic dominance. Objective 4. Enhancement of senses and psychic faculties. Sexual magic awakens dormant faculties. You develop clairvoyance, telepathy, sharpened intuition, and a much greater psychic sensitivity. Objective 5. Voluntary determination of the child's sex. This is one of the most controversial objectives. Randolph believed that through sexual magic, it was possible not only to choose the sex of the child to be born, but also to strengthen their cerebral and physical potential. Objective 6. Provocation of non-human visions through sexual magic. You can induce spiritual and sublime visions, profound mystical experiences that transcend ordinary reality. Objective 7. Concretization of any project or specific desire. This is the most comprehensive one. Basically, any goal you have, whether material, spiritual, personal, or professional, can be achieved through correctly directed sexual magic. Now let's talk about Aleister Crowley, because he took sexual magic to a completely different level. Between September 1914 and September 1918, a period of 4 years, Crowley performed 309 documented sexual magic operations. Yes, you read that right, minus 309 operations. Of these, 288 were categorized into 23 different types of desires. Let's look at the numbers. Money, 48 operations. This shows that Crowley used sexual magic for material prosperity, relationships, and the fascination of lovers. 22 operations. Attraction, seduction, romantic influence. Sexual strength and sexual attraction. 17 operations. Increasing potency and sexual magnetism. Magical energy in general. 12 operations. Amplifying personal magical power. Physical strength. 12 operations. Body development and vigor. Magical powers. 8 operations. Psychic faculties. Clairvoyance. Telepathy. Astral projection. Attracting a new lover. 8 operations. Specifically to bring in a new love. Creation of demons. 2 operations. Creation of magical entities. These numbers show us that sexual magic is not just theoretical. It is a practical tool that was systematically used by one of the greatest magicians of the 20th century to achieve very concrete and specific goals. Now we come to the practical heart of sexual magic. Frater Magog presents 4 essential steps that you must master before performing any sexual work. These steps are the foundation of everything. Step 1. Learn to Aurielex. This sounds simple, but it is absolutely fundamental. You cannot perform sexual magic in a state of tension. There are various ways to relax. You can take walks. Walking in nature is excellent for releasing tension. You can do breathing exercises, deep, controlled breathing. Hatha yoga is fantastic for this. Meditation also works very well. The goal is to eliminate all physical and mental tension. Your body needs to be loose, your heart calm, and your mind peaceful. Once you achieve this state, you are ready for the next step. Step 2. Learn to Sioncientare. This is the most difficult step and the one most people underestimate. Concentration is trained through the 5 senses. Let's start with sight. After relaxing completely, choose a simple object. It could be a yellow square, a red triangle, anything simple. Visualize this object in your mind SI and try to keep it in focus for at least 1 minute without your mind wandering. Sounds easy? Try doing it for 10 seconds and you will see how hard it is. The mind wants to wander. It wants to think about other things. Your job is to train the mind to obey. Increase the time day by day. The goal is to reach the maximum time possible, maintaining the object in perfect focus without any mental dispersion. The other senses are trained in the same way. For touch, work with textures rough, smooth, cold, hot. For hearing, work with sounds high, low, deep, sharp. For taste, work with flavors sour, sweet, bitter, salty. For smell, work with aromas citrus, woody, sweet. You can also mix the senses. For example, visualize an object and simultaneously hear the sound it emits. Imagine a bell and hear its ring at the same time. This is a practice that takes time, but it is absolutely essential. Without concentration, your sexual magic will not work. Step 3. Choose a sigil, seal, deity, or image of the GOAL. Now, you need to have a visual focus for your work. There are several options. Option A. Sigils. A sigil is a magical symbol created specifically for your goal. Sigil creation techniques come from chaos magic, developed by Austin Osman Spare. You can create a sigil to increase your sexual power, for attraction, for protect. Now we come to one of the most fascinating parts. The 5 magical positions developed by Paschal Beverly Randolph. These positions are not just common sexual positions. They are based on the Law of Auric Projection. This is the ability to project your vital energy and your magical will through the body. Each position has a specific magical effect. Important. The drawings presented by Randolph show the man as the active operator, but the roles can be completely reversed. The woman can assume the active role in any of these positions. What matters is the intention and the direction of the energy. Position 1. Correction of senses and capabilities. This position is used when you want to correct your own senses and capabilities. Let's say you want to improve your clairvoyance, your intuition, or your psychic abilities. You want to become more magnetic, more attractive, more powerful. This position works to enhance yourself. The energy is directed inward for your own transformation and development. Position 2. Projection of influence to the exterior. Here you are projecting your influence outward to the exterior. This position is used when you want to influence one or more people. You may want to influence someone to fall in love with you. You could also use this position to influence higher spheres, spiritual entities, cosmic forces, the universe itself. The energy is directed outward in a clear and focused projection of your magical will. Position 3. Reception and orientation of external force. This produces the same effects as position number 2, but with an important difference. It also allows you to receive or orient force from the outer circle. You are creating a two-way channel. You send your will and intention, but you also receive strength, inspiration, and power from the universe, entities, or forces you are working with. It is a position of energy exchange, of magical communication in both directions. Position 4. Agreement and harmony between participants. Its goal is to create perfect agreement between participants. Imagine two musical instruments that need to play the same song in perfect harmony. This position does exactly that with the two partners. It compensates for the natural differences that may exist between them. The two become a harmonious unit, vibrating at the same frequency. This position is especially useful when you want to perform magical work with a partner and need to be in perfect sync. The participants must operate in common agreement with the same intention and objective. Position 5. Occult influence or vigorous projection. This is the most controversial because it has two very different uses. In the first use, the man influences the woman without her realizing it. This is occult, invisible influence. In the second use, if both assume this position by mutual agreement and with clear magical intent, it serves to project a vigorous and powerful influence to the exterior. It is a projection of maximum force. Again, roles can be reversed. The woman can influence the man, or both can use the position to project joint force. Summary of the 5 positions. These 5 positions are built according to the law of auric projection. They regularize the mental current and direct sexual energy in very specific and powerful ways. Each has its use, its purpose, and its particular magical effect. Today we have seen a complete overview of sexual magic. We started with Paschal Beverly Randolph, the true pioneer of this tradition. We understood the 7 objectives he identified. We saw how Aleister Crowley used these techniques in 309 documented operations. We learned the 4 fundamental steps: relaxation, concentration, choice of focus, and the sexual practice itself. And we explored the 5 magical positions that allow sexual energy to be directed in very specific and powerful ways. Sexual magic is not a taboo or a perversion. It is a legitimate, respectable, and powerful tool that has been used by some of the greatest occultists in history. It is a path that requires seriousness, training, and mental and psychic discipline. If you are interested in this topic, the book The Dark Art of Sexual Magic by Frater Magog delves even deeper into these concepts. If this video was helpful to you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content on occultism and practical magic, and leave a comment telling me which part you found most interesting, or if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and may your magical journey always be illuminated.